Link, the hero who saves Hyrule every time. However, what would happen if he didn't, and actually tried to destroy it? If he turned evil, could he possibly take over Hyrule and destroy the world? Or would something else happen? Well, let's find out. There are many incarnations of Link, each possessing the spirit of the hero, with some of them being blood-related as well. They are chosen by the goddesses to protect the land from evil whenever deemed necessary. He travels through the land, collecting important items and defeating a wide variety of enemies, while trying to save both Princess Zelda and her kingdom from the clutches of Ganon, Vaati, or any other villains. However, what would happen if Link turned evil? A real dark Link, and wanted to take over the world himself? Well, let's first look at all of his powers and abilities to see if he would be strong enough and which ones he would have left after turning evil. First up is Trustworthy Master Sword. Would this be of any use? No. The weapon is known as the Blade of Evil's Bane, so it would most likely reject Link. It's made to defeat and take out evil, so if somebody with bad intentions tries to take it, then the sword would most likely fight back, somehow. But there's also another thing that could happen. It could also make Link pure again. We saw this in Twilight Princess. In the game, he's permanently turned into a wolf by Zant's magic. Princess Zelda mentions that the Master Sword is the only relic that can break the curse placed on him. Link then ventures to the Sacred Grove and draws the blade from its pedestal, allowing Link to return to his Hylian form. So the sword could reverse an evil curse. So if Link became evil thanks to a curse, then he could become good again if he came into contact with the sword. However, if he decided on his own to take over the world, then the sword would just reject him. So that's one powerful weapon that he would certainly lose. But there are more powerful blades in the series that Link had used. For example, the Force Sword and the Lokomo Sword. Those are extremely powerful as well. Could he use any of those when he is 100% a bad guy? Well, sadly enough, almost every sword or magical weapon Link has used in any of the games requires the user to be pure of heart. Otherwise, you can't use its power. So he would have to go with any normal weapons or evil artifacts like the Trident, or the big Goron sword. Now, besides these blades, he also has another strong magical artifact, the Triforce of Courage. Would this leave him if he was evil all of a sudden, or even from the very beginning? Well, the Triforce is the ultimate source of power in the Legend of Zelda series, and serves as the balance that weighs the three forces: power, wisdom, and courage. It has the ability to grant the wish of those who obtain it, regardless whether their intentions are good or evil. The Triforce can also change the appearance of the Sacred Realm to reflect the heart of the person who enters it. So Link would most likely keep this power and use it for his own evil plans. The Triforce really doesn't care what the person's plans are. That's why Ganondorf could use it in Ocarina of Time and take over Hyrule. Alright, so Link still has his Triforce piece and all the items he could get his hands on, except for the ones that require you to have a good heart. Now, if he really became evil, what would happen then? Well, it depends. I would say that there are three possible scenarios. 1. Link is evil from the very start. 2. He became evil at some point in his journey without influence from outside forces. 3. He became evil because of a curse or another event, something he has no control over at least. Let's start with the first possibility. If this all started at the very beginning, then he wouldn't really stand a chance. The gods would most likely warn Zelda somehow, or they would find out what his true intentions are quite quickly. As soon as he tries to grab the Master Sword, he would get rejected, so he wouldn't really get far. Every incarnation of Link becomes stronger throughout this adventure, through taking on challenges and getting help from others. However, this would never happen because no one would trust him. They would find out what his real plan is in no time. Now for the second option. He became evil at some point in his journey. Now here, Link has some options. By this point, he would have most likely gained enough skill with his sword, collected some powerful items and weapons, and gathered enough information to make a move. A good example of this was seen in Ocarina of Time. Here he opens the Sacred Realm and gains access to the Triforce. With this power, he could easily destroy Hyrule and anyone in it. And remember, the Triforce doesn't care if you're good or evil. Another game in the Zelda series where Link could have won was in Twilight Princess. In this game, they're collecting all the shadow-fused pieces. With such an artifact, he could easily conquer the world. And this actually happens a lot in the games. He always ends up in a position where he can decide what happens. He could even team up with Ganondorf or any other villain. With their help, he would certainly succeed. However, what would happen if Link became so evil because of a curse or any other evil magic? Something so powerful that the Master Sword wouldn't be able to break it. For example, he fuses with Dark Link and his evil side gets the upper hand. Or Ganondorf possesses him, just like he took over Zelda in Twilight Princess. Well, if this was the case, then the world would most likely be doomed. Link is the only one who could stop the evil in the world in a lot of the games. Besides that, he's the only one who can use the Master Sword, the blade that can kill Ganondorf, with the triforce. So if he would be taken over, then there's nothing that can really stop the darkness. So no matter the scenario, that would be a problem. However, if he became evil, how big of a threat is he then? Well, actually quite a big one. He has one of the triforce pieces, is a skilled warrior, and is more powerful than the average Hylian. Combine this with any other dark artifacts or powerful weapons like Ravio's bracelet or the big Goron sword, and it would be a catastrophe. The problem is, Link holds a lot of power in the Zelda series. Usually he needs to solve it, and almost always he gets access to a lot of powerful artifacts. So if he would become evil, then he could easily make his plan reality. Now of course he could be stopped. We have seen in the series that they have defeated Ganondorf without Link multiple times. For example, before the events of the Wind Waker, they won because the goddesses flooded the land, sealing the evil beneath the waves. Even in the Downfall timeline, they managed to seal Ganondorf away in the Sacred Realm. They had to sacrifice a lot of lives, but at least they succeeded. So if Link would go to the dark side, then there would still be hope, but a lot less of course. A lot less. Thanks for watching everybody, I hope you enjoyed. If you want to watch more videos, click the annotations on the screen right now. If you want to subscribe, click that little button and the bell. If you haven't done that, click that stupid bell. And I hope you all had a lovely weekend and that Thanksgiving was great and that you're all looking forward to Sinterklaas or Christmas or Hanukkah or New Year, whatever you celebrate. It's gonna be good.